He's back just 2 to 3 months later in the first month of Q4 with a 90K month.
You need to structure calls with your creators in the beginning, especially every single day. We can do basically everything what we would wish for if we put a lot of work and if we non-stop grind and if we are focused and locked in on a goal. We just need to work more. There is only less sleep that we consider this year is gonna look different for sure.
A lot different. A lot different. Yo, what's up, everybody? On today's case study, we have brought back Mateo. This is actually the first updated case study on the channel. When we first had Mateo on the channel, it was a 20K month case study, him going from 6K lifetime rev to his first 20K month. And now just 2 to 3-ish months later, he's done his first $90,000 in a single month, the first month of Q4. What's up, Mateo, brother? Welcome back to the channel.
Yo, thanks for having me. Good to be back. And hello, everyone.
Awesome, brother. Awesome. So let's just go ahead and start this one off with a bang. Let's go ahead and throw up those results and all of our numbers that we just did for last month.
Absolutely. So basically, first of all, like most of my stores are based in Poland. That's why the currency is in Polish zloty.
Right.
And the first store I'm pointing here is around about like 1K USD. Second one here is like probably 2.3K.
Awesome.
The third one is close to 10, I would say like 9.7 probably-ish.
Awesome.
This one is around 46, 47K. This one didn't do that much, honestly. It was like 600 USD. This one was probably like 13K USD, 12K USD, something around
Amazing.
that. And yeah, a matter of fact, as you can see, like I've started this store basically on half of October. So this is like half of the month.
Beautiful.
This one is pretty much the same case, started middle of October and did somewhere around 6.7K USD. This store is 7.5K pounds, which is around 10K USD as well. And the last store is in Czech market and it's like 2.3K USD.
Amazing, brother. Amazing. And didn't you have a calculator for what that was in total in
Yes,
USD?
I'm pulling it up. Yeah, so exactly. That is the number that we've made so far this month. It's 91K without $100.
So
Yeah.
about 91K in a single month for the month of October. And that's from, what is that, like 9 different stores, bro?
Yeah, it's exactly
Awesome.
nine different stores. Yeah, so what I was about to say is that last Q4 I've made $0, like not a single sale when I was really grinding and really trying to get anything done, and nothing really seemed to work at that time. And yeah, this year is gonna look different for sure. It already
Definitely.
is.
A
So
lot
yeah,
different. A lot
yeah.
different. So, guys, in today's video, what we're going to try to do, since this is an updated case study, if you haven't seen the first case study, I highly recommend going to watch it. I'll leave that link down below in the description as well, so you can find out a little bit more about Mateo's backstory. But what we really want to do for this one is try to bring you guys at home a lot of value. So, we're going to talk a little bit about, what Mateo did to get to this point, how he went from his first 20K month just a few months back to now making almost 6 figures in a single month. A little bit of his systems, a little bit of his processes, a little bit of the things that we did together to kind of, implement this strategy here, implement this over here, and all that fun stuff. Basically, all of our steps to get to this point. But before we do that, Mateo, I want to ask you, how does it feel now? Like, 20K month was awesome, sure, like that's cool, but now hitting almost 6 figures in a single month, those are some pretty big boy numbers. So what's kind of like the biggest difference for you in terms of just like in your life and kind of your mental?
Yeah, I mean, so many things have changed for sure. Like the first and the thing that I noticed the most is that I don't really count when I'm spending on this daily basis stuff, which is, when I'm coming from a background where I always had to count every single bucks or every single buck or every single cent. Like it really matters now that I can,
Yeah.
I don't really count. I'm ordering Starbucks every single day home, and this is funny, but it changed a lot. And that's, I would say, the most important thing that I could notice until now. And
Amazing,
yeah, the
bro.
mental obviously have changed a lot since then, since I feel like we can do basically everything what we would wish for if we put a lot of work and if we non-stop grind and if we are focused and locked in on a goal, everything is reachable, every single thing.
I love it, bro. I've loved seeing how much you've evolved, not even just, as an
Yeah,
entrepreneur, but your character and everything, bro. Just it's like every time
yeah,
we talk, you're a little
exactly,
bit more G.
exactly, exactly.
Love
Yeah,
it,
yeah,
bro.
yeah. Like I feel like if you start winning, then you don't want to stop winning. You're gonna win all the time because when you've done something once, and yeah, basically as a matter of fact, when I had my first 20K month, because there was a saying going somewhere in the field that people after they hit their first winner, they kind of stop working a little bit, they feel comfortable with the money, and I never wanted this case to be mine. So I told myself, as soon as I'm gonna hit any money, I will never stop working. And basically, like, I don't know how many months ago it was when it was my first 20K month, but I haven't stopped working at all. I'm grinding even more and even harder until now. That's
Super smart.
like
Exactly. That really
never
does end
broke
up
again,
becoming the case for a lot of people is, they'll get that first winner or make that first 10, 20, even 50K month, whatever it may be, and they take their foot off the gas. And that's something I noticed you did really well, which was, making sure you stayed locked in. I remember it was like in the middle of that 20K month or shortly after, there was that tiny moment where we kind of talked a little bit and you were like, I feel like I
Yeah.
did kind of want to take my foot off the gas. I feel like I did start slipping up. But I mean, it
Yeah.
literally was like a week or two of starting to get comfortable and you immediately were just like, no, I'm gonna cut that off right now. And then I noticed you right back to absolutely dialed. So yeah, I mean, you definitely kept it in line. You definitely did what most aren't able to do in terms of not getting too comfortable, which is, now we're seeing the fruits of your labor now.
Exactly, and that's also kudos to you because you've been in that stage, you understood that really well. So as I told you always, like I'm turning my brain off, I'm listening to you, and I'm just following the steps. That's like a key part for me. It was a key part for me at that moment as well. So yeah, definitely like staying locked in. You know what? I feel like compounding interest finally started working for me. Like right
Hmm.
now, I feel everything is evolving even more every single day that I'm working. The work is way more valuable right now, this day, than it was like 3 months ago because I understand
Exactly.
more, I see more. I like, it just goes this way for sure. So yeah,
100%. 100%, bro. So now to get into the fun details, I know that we're working with a few creators. So how many creators in total are you working with right now?
I would say around 10.
So we have around 10 creators in total. And I know
Yes.
you had a few extra stores, but it was like complicated. We couldn't bring them up and stuff. So how many stores
Yeah,
in
exactly.
total are we running with those 10 creators?
I would say it's 11 or 12.
11 or
Let's say
12
11.
stores in total.
Yeah.
Amazing. So I remember that first call we had when you were bringing the creators in and you were like, okay, here's how we're going to go about this. You started with those first three creators. Then we picked like six different products to put them on and
Yeah.
stuff. And of course, let's just hear it from your own mouth in terms of like your exact systems and processes, sort of from when you first started working with creators and started scaling with creators to kind of how you guys are now. Like I know we started with, the handful of like 6 to 8 products. And then we were giving, each creator this specific amount of products and this product to this guy and this and that. But so yeah, just kind of tell us a simplified version of that process and how it's been working out for you.
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, it was really, really messy, as you can imagine. Like until one point when you are working only with your products, it's completely different than now you have, let's say, 10 people to work with, like provide them with a good products, with a good concepts. Because I need to mention that like I'm doing a lot with Victor. That's my business partner, my
Yes.
best friend, and I consider him as my brother. So
Hmm.
we are doing so many things together. And basically, like there was so much of work that we had to put also with you. We've been like grinding the calls with you all the time to help us how to structure everything because it's not easy to manage that many people, especially that in our case the strategy was kind of different than usually people do with their creators. So the
Exactly.
usual route of people is that they have a like a winning product and they throw a creator on it, and we did it like completely other way around, which was like throw creators on a product that we knew were good because we picked them together,
Hmm.
and they started like running it from the ground zero, new accounts, everything new. And yeah, the process was really tough also because we were the ones planning them concepts, like explaining them everything because they are beginners, right? So
Right.
they have no knowledge how to film, how to position camera, like everything, concepts, planning everything, what kind of music to use. Everything was literally and is until today being prepared by us. So yeah, in general, we have 10 creators, as I said, and we are mostly doing that Polish market. It's only Polish market with creators, I believe now. And yeah,
Awesome. And how many products is each creator running?
so obviously it depends. Some of our creators are already full time, and some of them are still working their nine to five. So other than that, we also need to structure their days, like put the Google calendars in them and all of that, like do all the
Right.
planning for them with their days. So yeah, basically it's some of the creators are doing one each, and some of them
Hmm.
are doing like 2 to 3 products each,
Awesome, bro.
just to
And I know
maximize the output, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I know we had a few calls about optimizing sort of how we're structuring the coaching for the creators on your side. And we had a few calls on, when should we switch to this, or how many calls should we do, or should we do group calls, or this, that, or the third. I know we've went through a few
Yeah,
different sort of strategies in terms of how you're keeping everything organized. So what is it
absolutely.
looking like, if you could just update the viewers in terms of what it's looking like for you and Victor now in terms of actually coaching them, like your call schedules, what exactly you guys are going over, sort of your strategy when it comes to handling the creators themselves.
Absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, again, a lot of mess in the beginning. We didn't know how to structure it properly, so we were testing so many different things. But I was once on a call with a Samuel, with our coach in MMC, and he told me like valuable lesson about creators that I'm keeping until today, which was that you need to structure calls with your creators in the beginning, especially every single day, because like the best ROI you can get while explaining to them every single day what they should do and how they should do things, other than just randomly throwing them once or twice in a week. So
Right.
but that's like really time taking because like you know when you have to explain
Yeah.
something from A to Z, it's
Yeah.
it's it's really difficult when you have so many people. So then we started switching this only to a group calls when we can gather a bigger amount of people and maybe try to explain to a bigger group all of our things or their questions and problems and stuff like that. So other people who are on the call as well can also learn something from that. But
Right.
what we end up doing is skipping both. So basically, we are doing daily calls and group calls right now because, yeah, that's what we realized. I mean, that's why we feel that the results are going this way because we really are trying them to go viral as soon as possible.
Yeah.
And,
So
you
you
know,
guys are
like,
having daily calls with them even still to right now.
yeah, 7 days a week.
But is it every single one of them you're having a daily call with, or is it like every
No,
other
because
day?
obviously not every. No, no, no. It's not like it depends on what do they need at this point. Like how it goes in the beginning. Like everybody needs to get, let's say, like I don't know, in first 2 weeks of running a new product, like everybody needs to be every single day. I
Right.
mean that actually was our case to get them through quickly with everything. But at some point, everybody kind of understands how to do some type of product. So then we basically switched to their needs, right? When they need a call on or they have some big problem, they can always book a call. But yeah, until today, we have every single day we have still calls with whoever needs them, and then 2 days a week we have group calls, which is in our case Monday and Thursday, I believe.
Amazing, amazing. So now let's get into products. So I know obviously you come to Big Papa for your products, but even after I'm choosing the products, I know that you guys also started setting limits to how long you would allow a creator to run a product before you said, okay, he
Yes,
just can't get this one to go viral. So we're going to move on to our next one. So what is your
absolutely.
process with that now in terms of how you're deciding, okay, sure, this is a winner, but let's go ahead and move on to our next winner, just in terms of efficiency.
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, the way we structure it right now is that we are not trying to overstay on any single product and we just put on volume. So we are trying to make as many concepts that are related to the product and we know that they should bang in, let's say, around a week. But
Right.
it's sometimes it's difficult to put a time frame on it, right? Because if
Yeah.
it would take 10 days, but we have more concepts to test, obviously we're gonna test them. But yeah, in general, that would be somewhere around like 30 videos, maybe I would say, but on a bigger volume. So we really try to post 3 times a day to test the product as soon as possible
Mhm.
with all the new concepts, new formats, different marketing angles, and stuff like that.
Awesome. Now, I know we started with three creators. That was kind of our base for when we started using creators and scaling with creators. And now we've just, over these last 2 months, slowly, gradually scaled up to a few
Yeah.
more creators, a few more creators. So, my question is, when are you or how are you guys deciding to add on another creator? Or maybe decide, okay, we don't need to add on more creators now. What is your process when it comes to scaling? And are we going to add another product and now we need more creators, or we're just going to bring on more creators so we're going to find them more products? What's your mind? Like, how are you guys deciding when to onboard more creators?
Yeah, absolutely. So in my and Victor's case, pretty much the answer is almost the same always. Like we just need to work more. There is only less sleep that we consider in that case. But yeah, it kind of looks like if we see a good person that we can put on a position that can create for us and can be consistent and do like all of these things that we want them to do with our work ethic, then we are willing to literally work with everyone and just put more effort and work ourselves to manage with that person, if that makes sense.
Right. So you're just basically the moment that you can get somebody that meets your criteria of being a creator for you, you're just going to onboard them and go from there.
Yeah, pretty much it looks like that until now because you know that's funny what you said that we had three creators and then basically as more we started onboarding and we didn't have that product then. So we were pushed to find more, which means that you can
Hmm.
always find something, right? And yeah, that's kind of the logic that we are carried with until now.
Amazing, bro. Amazing. So, in terms of the mentorship, and of course, you guys being in the program, we've kind of been sitting there back and forth dialing it in this whole time. But what do you feel like was the most helpful or the few things that helped you the most from the program when you guys decided, okay, we're going to start, scaling with creators?
Yeah, so as I mentioned also already before, like Samuel taught me like a lot about creators and
Hmm.
about way of working with them, about understanding. Because if somebody is in a field or in a business model for some time already, so many things are obvious for us, and looking into a beginner is a completely different thing. Like
Yeah.
that's why I'm so glad that Victor and I we are together because we have two different styles of doing organic, two different ways of explaining things, which means that if somebody will not understand what I'm trying to explain to somebody, Victor will. You know, it's yin and yang. So yeah, that's amazing. And what I was about to say about mentoring, basically the call structure, as we were talking, we were sitting in. I
Hmm.
was literally coming to you with all our ideas that we have. Shall we
Right.
try this? Shall we try that? So all structure, all products, when to drop them, when to start testing something new. It's everything we were talking together, and I'm really thankful to you for that because yeah,
Yeah.
it really worked exactly as we were planning it to work. It worked.
I love it, bro. I love it. And I thought about this the other day too, when it comes to you guys, like your full scale, like conglomerate now of like your whole team and all these creators and all this awesome stuff you're doing.
Yeah.
It's like you are even able to take, of course, not only us still coaching you guys, but you're also able to take the coaching we were giving you guys months ago and now easily be able to virtually apply that to your own creators, which was some like
Yeah.
three-dimensional. Like I thought that was really cool thinking about it that way.
Yeah. Yeah. It is
Would you
amazing.
would you
It
say
is.
that, you kind of almost take some of the structure of the coaching that you got and apply it to the beginners themselves and like to these creators?
Absolutely.
That's amazing. So
Absolutely, bro.
just all in all, it really worked out just perfectly.
Yeah,
So,
like
bro.
literally, when you are locked in, and as myself, when you are rewatching your calls over and over again, like with you or with the other boys, like I'm even probably using one by one your words that you told me about some specific case, right? So yeah, that's kind of how it goes. So yeah, yeah, yeah.
Amazing, bro. It's amazing. Mateo, my man, thank you once again for coming back on here and joining us and dropping all that for all the viewers at home. And guys, for everybody watching that's interested in joining the program, interested in getting results like Mateo and getting our help in the same way that Mateo has and working with me one-on-one as well as all the other MMC's coaches, I'll leave a link down below in the description where if you just go to the description of this video, click that link, you'll be able to book a call with me personally, not some random guy from my team. You'll talk with me one on one. We'll come up with a little bit of your own game plan and then see if you'd be a good fit to come inside the program and work with us. And then from there, we'll be printing and hopefully see you on our next case study. But I think that's all we have today, guys. And I'll see you on the next one. Once again, thanks, Mateo.
Thank you, Zubrovsky.